And then Nick Jonas quoted me. Nick Jonas quoted me. Everybody was like, Mooney, how are you feeling? I'm like, please come back in like 5 to 10 business days. I'll recover.
Nick, and I'm 14.
I'm Joe, I'm 17. Kevin, 19.
But it's cool, 'cause we're just
Fans.
oh yeah. Just
Fans. Fans.
I feel very lucky to be a Jonas brother.
Hey, you guys, welcome to the We're Just Fans podcast. Happy 20 years of the freaking Jonas Brothers! You guys, we are in our 20th. And you knew I had to come back for the 20th anniversary. Like, I could not just disappear for the 20th anniversary. So I am back. Hey girl, hey. So it is the 20th anniversary and we're going to come back with a banger, another Living the Dream episode, but we're going to talk about notices because I told you guys I was going to do an extensive episode on notices and I feel like I have to talk about the most like coolest thing that ever happened to me as a Jonas Brothers fan. So we're gonna go ahead and get kick-started into the first notice I ever got. And mind you, this was 10 plus years in the making. I used to say all the time that I would never ever be noticed by the Jonas Brothers until it happened. And the thing is that there's this very big misconception that you have to be super creative to get noticed by the Jonas Brothers. And I'm here to tell you guys, you don't have to be super creative to get noticed by the Jonas Brothers. Like, you don't have to be a graphic designer or somebody that can super duperly draw. I honestly will say I am very appreciative that they do notice the fans that take the time to make fan projects and take the time to make fan art and fan merchandise and fan design, things like that. I really do like that they take the time to highlight fans like that, but that doesn't mean that because you can't do those things, you won't even be noticed. Because some of the notices that I've gotten for some of my favorite artists are me just doing stupid stuff. Like, I commented on Demi Lovato's social media post that we stand Batman and Ella in this household. If you're not a Demi Lovato fan, that's the name of Demi's dogs. It has nothing to do with the Jonas Brothers, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes I've commented the most silliest shit on, like, one of my favorite artists' like, Instagrams or their social medias or on Twitter. I've done some of the most craziest things and gotten notices. So I don't think it really takes a formula. There's not really a formula, nor is there, like, a specific thing you have to do to get noticed. But it does feel like, they notice a lot of creative fans, and I think that is something to say that is a great testament to who they are, but you don't have to be that creative but what I will say, a good chunk of these notices were me doing something super creative. So let's talk about my first notice in 2019. So back in 2019, the Jonas Brothers got back together. We all know about the reunion era. That was literally like super iconic. So I graduated from community college back in 2019, and when the Jonas Brothers got back together, I knew I wanted my grad cap to be Jonas Brothers related. I wanted it to be something that would really, something to just, to really like seal the deal that like I'm so excited that my favorite band is back together. And I even wore a red dress and high heels to my graduation. That's just how much I was excited that my favorite band was back together for the first time ever. I made a grad cap, and actually I want to like shout out the person that gave me the idea, like, because I was shopping so many ideas around. So I had one that was going to be, did you ever think your dreams would become a reality? All you did was just believe, which is from Keeping It Real. That was one of my many options. And then I had ended up like being on Stan Twitter, and somebody told me, well, why don't you do say goodbye because I won't be back again. And I said, yeah, sure. So I went to Michael's and got a lot of my supplies. Luckily, when I went into Michael's, there was like this section just filled with like stuff to help you make like, stuff for like your grad cap. So I was able to get like I was able to get like a piece of board that fit my grad cap perfectly, and they do sell them at, I don't know if they still have that section at Michael's, but they would sell like the exact sizing for your grad caps, and then you would have like all the little extra embellishments to make them. So I knew when I was going to be doing Good Night and Goodbye, a reference from Good Night and Goodbye, which is say goodbye because I won't be back again, I did my grad cap in gold and silver. So my letters were in silver, but everything else, my background was gold, sparkly gold. Um, there was like these little flowers, and I'm not recording this like with my face today. I'm not doing like a live recording of me, so this is most likely going to be a audio one, but I'll put up like reference pictures and things like that, try to keep it a little visual. I did the background with the gold background, gold sparkly background. I like rimmed it with some like gold, silver gems, and then I had these really pretty little like gold flowers. And funny enough, I ran out of letters, so I had to make some letters work. So I was cutting up the letter V's to make A's, turned that V upside down and cut off like an I or something and made an A. I was in a lab cooking. Let them cook. Let them cook. But it came out super duper nice. And then I just said, hey, I'm done with my graduation cap. I said, my Good Night and Goodbye inspired grad cap is done. I posted it to Twitter, not thinking anything of it. And then lo and behold, the Jonas Brothers liked it. Now, mind you, I have to go back a little bit because this was not even my first Jonas notice, but I'm going to save that for a section where I talk about participating in fan projects, because notices and fan projects feel so completely different than like being noticed in a fan project versus, you know, being noticed by yourself. It's a completely different ballpark. And I will say this because with being noticed in fan projects, you kind of can't, like, you can be excited about it, of course, but like that wasn't something, you didn't make that, you just participated. And yeah, you put your effort in, but like that's somebody else's hard work. And it feels weird like being super excited about the notice and kind of almost feeling like you're taking it on as your own, on as your on as your own, like your own notice, like you're taking it in as your own notice when like you didn't really put the effort, you didn't do nothing but just send in a picture. So I feel like sometimes I feel like it's a little cheesy to be super excited about a notice that came from somebody else's fan project. But we'll talk about fan projects and notices as we progress. So, but that wasn't my first Jonas notice. That was like technically my first solo notice, like a notice that I can count for myself. They liked the thing, and I just remember like freaking out because I was on Twitter that whole entire like reunion era, at the beginning of the reunion era, just kept tweeting. I was like, the Jonas Brothers are never gonna notice me. They've noticed everybody. It just felt impossible. And when it happened, I was like literally floored. And I mean, mind you, from 2019 to 2023, that was like a whole 3 year period where I didn't get any more notices. It was like, once you get a notice, it's really hard to keep getting them. But let me tell you, when I got the 2023, oh, I'm going to take you to 2023, I was living with the notices. I was eating so good. It's like, I can't even complain. Like, I've been trying to get a notices for the last year or two. And I'm like, you know what? It happens and then it doesn't happen. And then it happens in abundance and then it doesn't happen in abundance. It's really crazy because there's no formula. A lot of fangirls think there is this formula. I even asked, like, what's the formula? What's the secret code? There is no secret code. And I'm saying that as somebody who literally was super doubtful on Stan Twitter for so many years. There is no secret code. There's no formula. There's no nothing. It just happens. So, after my first notice in 2019, I didn't get noticed again until 2023, but I do want to throw this in. Just seeing the Jonas Brothers on floor for the first time ever, that was literally insane. It was the same venue I saw the Jonas Brothers play back in 2010 at their Camp Rock tour, and I got a chance to, you know, do it again in 2022, not 2022, in 2021. I got floor seats for their Remember This tour, and because this venue is a lot smaller, when you buy tickets to the 100 level seats, that's technically floor. And I was definitely over there by Joe's side. I was definitely on Joe's section. I'm a Nick girl through and through, but I was over there by the Joe. But that's okay, because Joe definitely ate down. Nick came over as well too, so it was like very much Joe eccentric. But then Kevin rarely came over. I felt like when I went to the Remember This tour round 2, Kevin was like always over there. But like, I was like, this time I was like, Kevin, you let me down. Like, you weren't even over here. Do you remember how much I screamed for you? I was one of the few three girls screaming for you at the 2010 tour when they put up the Please Be Mine little montage. Yep, I was one of the rare few girls that screamed Kevin, Kevin. I was screaming for Kevin because the room was shaking for Joe and Nick, but it was crickets for Kevin Jonas. So I was there. Don't you ever forget. Don't you ever forget. And trust me, I've gotten my Kevin notice. So let's talk about notices in 2023. So this was really when I kicked off my year of notices. When I tell you I had so many notices in 2023, you would think me and the Jonas Brothers were besties. Okay? Besties. So I remember I tweeted, I was like, I want something good Jonas related to happen to me in 2023 because during 2023, so I talked about this in the previous podcast. I didn't get to go to any of the residencies. I didn't get to go to the pawn shop, none of the small shows. So until 2023, I had nothing Jonas related going on. I was there, but nothing Jonas related was going on for me. Maybe besides like the Remember This tour, which was like between the Remember This tour and the tour, that was like a whole year and a half jump. So just like for context, just like for like an idea of like where we were at with that time period, that's what was going on. I was like, I tweeted out, I'm like, I want something Jonas related to happen to me. So when they did the rings promo, you remember when they posted those color pattern thingies? Yeah. So when they posted those little color pattern thingies, I went and I made outfits based on each color, and I posted them to Twitter. I posted them to Twitter first, and then I also did post them to TikTok, which is gonna make sense in a few minutes because I'm like, it's crazy. So I posted those. I worked on them till like late at night. I think I posted them maybe around 8 or 9 o'clock at night. I can't even remember when I finished. When I finished, I posted them, and then I got up the next day, or I guess I came back. And Joanna at with love Joanna, Joanna on Stan Twitter. Love you, Joanna. She said the Jonas Brothers retweeted you, and I was like, what? I was like, what? And when I tell you the Jonas Brothers retweeted me first, then Kevin retweeted me and liked, then Nick liked, and then Nick Jonas quoted to me. Nick Jonas quoted me. Everybody was like, Monique, how are you feeling? I'm like, please come back in like 5 to 10 business days. I'll recover. So he quotes, and I quote, so awesome. That was my header for a hot second, and I should bring it back because that was iconic. And it was really crazy because I always say this, and this is such a crazy concept to think about. But if you know your lane, like if you're a Nick girl, Joe girl, Kevin girl, you know how like the universe just sets things up for you as you're within your lane as a fangirl in the boy band, boy group space. Because I knew that like the guys were like, you're a Nick girl, so we're going to make sure that if anybody quotes this post, if anybody quotes this tweet, it's going to be Nicholas Jerry Jonas because you've been riding the Nicky J train since 2006. So they knew to come correct. So Nick quoted me. And it didn't even stop there because I copped onto my TikTok, right? Why did they also like the video on my TikTok? They liked the video on my TikTok. Mind you, I didn't even ask them to do all of that. Now, I will say one thing. Joe did not like or retweet, but anyway, but I was like, you know what, whatever. Like, whatever. I'm gonna have to find out where that audio bite is and put that in. Whatever. Because I felt like at the end of the day, I had a Jonas Brothers notice on their social media page. I had one on Instagram. I had one on TikTok, and I had one on Twitter. They also retweeted it. They liked and retweeted it. Kevin liked and retweeted it. Nick liked and quoted it. So I was like, at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I really walked out with a really like amazing experience that I didn't need to be greedy for a Joe like and retweet. But if Joe Jonas ever listens to this podcast, sir, I need you to tell me why you didn't like and RT it too. Like you are not special. You're not special. You're not exempt. When it's a group project, I need group participation. But I'm just joking. I don't care. That was still amazing. And then I think my next notice after that was doing the Waffle House thing. So if you guys remember doing Waffle House, they had these little like sheets to show you how many times you streamed their music or whatever. So I posted mines out there. I was Waffle House down. I had the waffle emoji in my display name. I had a Waffle House I had a yellow layout. I had even ordered like chicken and waffles from like IHOP just to celebrate. Like I was a Waffle House stand down. And I think for me, I was a Waffle House stand simply because when they said they was coming out with a song called Waffle House, I was like, okay, well, what can a song about waffle like? I literally became a fan of the song simply because I was curious as to find out what the hell a song about Waffle House was gonna sound like, and it was a smash. I love the concept of it. I think the song is great. I was just kind of curious as to what the hell a song called Waffle House could be, so that's why I gravitated towards Waffle House, and Waffle House ended up being a smash to me. So I got a notice on the Waffle House. They just liked it. They didn't RT it or nothing. They just liked it. And they were usually going around liking a lot of fans who were participating in that little fun thing. So it was a couple of people. I think even my best friend also got a notice too for her Waffle House post. So I think there was a time jump in between all of that going on. And let me talk about an Instagram notice. So I posted an outfit idea. I think it might have been Kevin, might have been the Jonas Brothers account where they was sharing like, hey, share what you're gonna wear to the tour. Or all right, so I didn't know if you guys could hear the phone ringing in the background, so I just paused. If I can cut that out, I will. If you don't hear it, great. So I don't know if it was a post they put. I have to see. Let me check my like notes. Let me go through my notes because I know I have the screenshots. I have every single screenshot up here. So let me go into my screenshots. There was another notice in between this. There was another notice I had for a fan project that was involving wings, but I'll get back to fan notices with fan groups in a minute. Here we go. So they asked, what are y'all wearing to the tour? So originally, if you guys have not heard my last podcast episode, well, not my last one, but the one I did when it was like a year since the tour, I talked about how I was originally going to do an Elton John Road Dogg style outfit. So I was going to do like I was basically basing my outfit off of like, basically, I was doing a Road Dogs look, but it was going to be like Elton John when he wears that like sparkly Dodgers outfit and he's performing at an arena or a crowd or whatever, that outfit, I was going to do something like that. I posted that into my stories and I said, and I quote, Road Dogs meet Elton John for the 25th anniversary. And I tagged the Jonas Brothers, Joe Jonas, Kevin, and Nick. And guess who was in my views, y'all? The Kevin Jonas. And I don't often get Kevin Jonas notices. Like I have two under my belt, but I love Kevin. Because one thing about Kevin, he gonna notice something. Like I think he even notices stuff before the boys do. Kevin's always there, so I love that. That was one of my coolest notices. But I felt so bad because when it got time for me to go to my show, I never got to finish the outfit, and it never came to be. Like I still have the skirt that I was hemming for the tour. And I could finish it and try to wear it to this tour because I'm going back to the baseball field again. But I feel like rehashing something that I made for the last tour would be stupid. Mind you, I had posted this or did this on August 2nd or 1st of 2023, and I want y'all to keep in mind my outfit was not done. My outfit was not done and my show was that same month. Just for a little perspective, just for a little perspective. So after that all happened, let's keep going to the next notice I have. So I think in between that time frame, my next notice had to be I posted something on my stories. I'm hoping that I can find, I don't know if I have the post, but I said, dreams were made at the Jonas Brothers, thank you. And it was a picture of me with all my friendship bracelets. I had my Pandora bracelets on and I had the little light up bracelet in front of the like, it was the Cubs place. And the Jonas Brothers viewed my story. That was really cool for me because like, I don't know, like I know people have these rumblings that like, the Jonas Brothers social media on Twitter, that's not really dumb. I don't know about their Instagrams or their TikToks, but I know a lot of people say like, oh, these management teams, they're ran by their teams. They're not ran by the artists. So like, you know, sometimes when you think about it logistically like that, it kind of ruins the notices for you. But I just tried to think about that. But yeah, the Jonas Brothers viewed my story. And it didn't end there. It really didn't end there because So when I started the era, I tweeted out on the 1st of the 31st of 2023. I tweeted, I really hope this new Jonas era is lucky for me and I get to be a part of fan action again soon, because I really felt like I was left out of the experiences because I wasn't at the pawn shops. I wasn't at the residencies. I hadn't seen them since 2021. So I really felt like I was left out of this really cool experiences that I could have been a part of, which is really, really cool. So where else did I get a notice from? So let's see how much farther we go. So my friend texts me and she says, so this is around the time of, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let me see when I posted this. Okay, so this is before Christmas. This is like around in November. I posted, if the Jonas Brothers was your top artist, make some noise. And I used if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, I used the video edit that I made of the episode where they're dancing to I think it's Before I Let You Go. Or no, Candy by Cameo in The Best Man. And I edited to, when I go to the left, yeah, you go to the right, I'm catching feels. Yeah, I edited to that and I put that up there with the video, and I said, if the Jonas Brothers was your top artist, make some noise. And lo and behold, the Jonas Brothers retweeted it. My friend texted me and said, Monique, wake up. Look, I saw that notification. I was like, that's Mo's username. And I was like, what? All right, sorry, I had to pause again because I don't know what was going on, but the phone rang again. So I was really shocked and floored. Yes, they RT'd it, and I felt like that was the little black fangirl meme. Was so happy because it was a black fangirl meme I made. So I was like, ugh, I love that for them. They don't even know what that movie is, but that was really cool. And then I finished off my year of notices with the fact that I was noticed by the Jonas Brothers on Christmas Day. That was insane. I had a terrible year in 2023, and the Jonas Brothers had noticed me on Twitter on Christmas Day. I did a Jonas Brothers Christmas themed tree. I had bought a tree from like the Dollar Tree, and I had put all my friendship bracelets that I got from the tour, this Christmas tree. And then I had the star of the tree be the little light up bracelet. And it came out super duper cute. Like, I was really proud of myself. It was super duper fun. It's a pre-lit tree, so it's pink. It's a pre-lit tree. I posted that on Christmas Day, and they liked it on Christmas Day, and I was so excited. The Jonas Brothers have not noticed me since then, so it's been rough out here. But I'm just truly grateful for all the experiences that I had, and I just wanted to make this episode to say that, like, I literally thought none of this would happen, and it did, and it's insane. Nick Jonas quoted me is still like super duper insane. Like, I haven't processed that fully. Like, I'm still sitting here like, what the hell happened? Like, it is literally insane. But I am just literally so like grateful. I cannot be any more grateful. That's why when I didn't get any notices in 2024, I couldn't even complain, because I said to myself, you had so many notices in 2023, more than some fans could ever even imagine of. So it's like, and I feel like we're at a point where maybe a good chunk of fans have had at least one or two interactions with the boys, whether it's like one of the boys or whether it's the group account or whatever. It's probably most likely going to be like the social media teams working behind the scenes to like the stuff, but I don't care. Like, at some point, I'm like, if it makes the fans happy and it's not harming nobody, sure. But I really do wish we could know if it's like really the artist behind the scenes, because I think like that would be super duper helpful. But yeah, those are all of my notices and my story times. I feel like I've covered all of them, but I feel like it was so much more, but it's been a minute. We're manifesting. Let's go ahead and manifest that I win these meet and greets in August at my show in Chicago at Wrigley Field. It would mean a lot to me to finally meet the Jonas Brothers. I'm praying for it. You guys pray for it. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and go. I'll try to be back within the next week or two so I can come back. I really have been missing this podcast. I won't lie. When the Elon Musk of it all happened and the Rascal Flats collab, I wasn't sure if I was going to come back and do the podcast. I wasn't sure if I was going to even go back to running my like fan club for them. I wasn't sure what I was going to do as a fan, but I am back and rolling, and I'm excited to spend this 20th anniversary with you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you're still here, and I will see you guys within the next week or two, and bye.